All right, from one corporate voice to another, then, and we've got Landmark Cars that is in focus. Are we seeing recession woes hitting luxury demand? What is the outlook on the company's major tie-ups as well as their margin trajectory? Sanjay Thakker, who is the chairman at Landmark Cars, now joins in. And Sanjay, I'm just going to jump straight into it because the buzzword clearly seems to be recession. And when it comes to the auto industry, very closely linked to the economic growth. What's your outlook on ground as things shape up right now? Has there been any impact when it comes to luxury demand, or are things going on as per usual?
Touch wood, things are going on as normal as of now. There is no letdown in the demand as far as luxury cars is concerned. And because the base is so low, I was talking to somebody and I figured out that only 5% of the dollar millionaires in India buy luxury cars as compared to 60% world over. So there is a significant elbow room for us to grow. There is a long path for this secular growth. That's the view we are having, and I think the good times have just begun.
Now, let's just understand a little bit about the financials as well. Your after-sales service is highly profitable, and that has seen a smart growth over the years. What kind of contribution is it to your total revenue pie, and how do you see the after-sales services segment growing?
Yeah, so the after-sales and service, and that includes the accident repairs. Now, accident repairs is a very interesting stuff. 1 in 3 cars that you see on the road comes for some or the other body paint work every year. Now that this is a recurring kind of a business, the after sales and this repair business has grown at 20% CAGR for us for the last 9 years, and it continues to be a 40% gross, 18-19% EBITDA margin business. So this, my sense is like an annuity type of a business, and that is very, very predictable. Not at all cyclical in nature. Recession or no recession, this will keep on happening. So we are bullish on it. We have also added some car care product brands to kind of increase our per throughput revenue, which has also seen a significant jump over the period of time. This year we will be servicing upwards of 3 lakh plus vehicles. So this is the bedrock of what we do, and on top of it you have the finance and insurance income, you have the car margin, so it's a pretty decent business that we run, I guess.
That's the other thing, Sanjay, that, what you were saying in your previous answer as to how this is just such a low base business. Wondering when you're going to see that big expansion take place when it comes to how many people in India actually buy luxury cars.
So, I mean, just to get a perspective as to how low the base is, for say a Mercedes-Benz which sold just under 16,000 cars last year, China in a normal year would do 7.5 lakh cars. So we are clearly 2% of what they are. And really the discussions that we are having is that whether it will become 30,000, the plant capacity is all there. In a few years, or how many years is it going to take? We haven't moved much from this kind of a luxury segment which has stagnated at 40,000 or under for 6-7 years now. I think this is the year where we will decisively break out of this, and the upward journey will continue for hopefully a few decades.
But within the luxury segment as well, is it Mercedes which wins hands down?
Yes, they do. So it's been several years running that it's been a #1 brand, and I'm sure we will keep it there.
Session for Mark, isn't it? But tell me, since you are talking about perspective and numbers, stack it up with China, Germany, and I'm not even touching the US geography. What are the numbers that they deal with when it comes to luxury car market? I'm sure the number is like maybe 10x or 20x.
No, in absolute numbers, it clearly is. But out of the total market that we are talking about, we said we sold approximately 4 million vehicles in India, 40 lakh cars last year. the luxury segment was under 1% of the overall sales. Now this number is 7-8% in China, high double digit in America. So people and that aspiration level is happening. We also are seeing a lot of road building in India, and there is a direct correlation between the roads that are built and cars that are sold. So once the roads are all in, and people also travel intercity. We have seen a lot of opening of highways by the Prime Minister, and the government is doing a lot towards building good quality highways. So people will travel long distances or at least mid distances interstate, and that's where the demand for premium and luxury cars will shoot up. This is where people would want to buy better and more safer cars. So all in all, we have a good concoction kind of brewing right now, and it's the journey is up. The question, as you rightly asked, is how fast.
Yeah, but while you spoke of, Mercedes-Benz, we also understand that they've now moved away from the conventional dealership business model to the agency model. So revenues from the cars sold would not be a part of your books, as we understand. So what could be the outlook?
So what we have done for apple-to-apple comparison is that we have kind of shown it as pro forma revenue. Because the number of cars that we sell and the value we get a commission on. So otherwise, it will look that our margins are flattish or down, but our turnover is flattish or down, but our margins have shot up. So that's not exactly the case. So for better understanding, we have been reporting it as pro forma revenue, and which will show that we have shown a very healthy growth in the 9 months. Some 41% growth is what we have clocked, and we have surpassed our profitability for the whole year, save and except the one-off write-off that we have done.
Okay, fair enough. I just want to go right back then to your financials. While we did talk about your after-sales services, your EBITDA growth as well, over the past few years, the performance for the 9-month period is at about 7.4%. How much headroom are we seeing here?
See the growth for an auto dealership, and this is something which is because we are the only listed dealership chain, and people really don't know how to look at it. We are just 2 months that we have got listed. Over a period of time, people will realize that we do different things. Some of them are so predictable that they could be looked at as annuity businesses, and some like a finance and insurance is 1% of our pro forma turnover of sales. That is straight pass through to the bottom line. So the growth will be, and as I said, for after sales, 20% is what we have been growing for last 8-9 years. I don't think that we will let that down, and it will only be there or increase. The OEs that we are partnering with, the average selling price has gone up of the vehicles that we sell, and they are all likely to outperform the industry this year. So you will have a very a nice mixture of growth and profitably increasing in the years to come.
Good to have you then on board, walking us through the outlook on Landmark, how your financials are shaping up, as well as the kind of recoveries, vehicles that you're servicing, as well as what the outlook is. Clearly, categorically saying that there's absolutely no slowdown when it comes to the overall luxury car market.